Hello, this is the Timeless Tarot, and today's reading is going to be for the sign of Scorpio, and it is a career and finance reading. I have laid out a spread, and let's get to the bottom of the deck. Nine of Pentacles. This is the energy of feeling good, feeling like you are on top of things, feeling like you are doing well financially. This person doesn't appear, at least, to have any financial worries. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not that changes as we go through the reading. This is also the energy of a single person. I wanted to look at the bottom of the deck again, and we've got the Queen of Rods. So I'm going to take that one as well. Queen of Rods is the intuitive, creative, go-getting, dynamic queen, really. What's interesting in this reading, we've already got you as the Queen of Cups in the crowning position. In the underneath position, we have the Queen of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles. I wonder if you feel like you should be doing more than you currently are. Maybe you feel like you should be creating more or being more dynamic. Like what you've got is fine and you're absolutely okay with that. You know, you're doing fine and that's great. But there's something about this Queen of Wands energy that's making me feel like you either could do more or you feel like you should do more. Or maybe not even that at all. Maybe you just want to acquire more. I don't know why I said acquire more. I suppose if you run a business, you might want to expand. In terms of work, maybe you need or you want a promotion. Feels to me like you want to acquire more, even though you've got pretty much absolutely everything you need. Very, very interesting. Yeah, the reason why I find it so interesting is that at the centre of the reading, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is a fortunate energy that is just going to keep rolling along. So in terms of you being in a good place, that should keep on coming. So what exactly is the problem here? Well, it's really interesting because there is no problem. We have the Nine of Pentacles followed by the Ten of Pentacles. Now, if the Nine of Pentacles is being fine as you are, doing well, often being single, the Ten of Pentacles is giving you everything you've ever wanted. A nice home, a family, plenty of money, you know, a decent sized garden, parking, whatever it is you want, business, you've got it all. So this is a little bit of a conundrum here. You have three extremely positive energies to start with, and you also have a very dynamic energy to go along with it. So on the face of things, or it would appear that you haven't really got any problems going on. We'll see as we continue whether that is the case. To be honest, normally in readings, if you get some sort of progression, so we're going from the 9 to the 10, that is good news. And you know what? I don't know if you can see just by looking at this. I have now gone and put the Queen of Wands upside down. And I think it's what I was just saying before about maybe not being as dynamic as you could be. Maybe not creating as much as you think you could, or as you think you should, or as much as you actually want. Really interesting, because I more or less said that before and then it actually came out upside down anyway. So if we go back to the centre here, Wheel of Fortune, very positive energy, is going to keep flowing your way, bringing you everything you want. What is crossing it? So the problem is a happy ever after. How is that a problem? How is having a fortunate energy been bestowing upon you everything you want? How could that be a problem? Well, we're going to have to take a clarifier because that is not clear to me. Unless it's just tied up with the idea that you could be creating more than you currently are. Or maybe it's to do with you wanting to start a new business venture, perhaps. Maybe what you've got is fine, but you've got your eye on something else or adding to it in some way. And it's, oh, that could be it actually. And it could be that you want to expand whatever it is you're doing and the family is slowing you down. Could be because you've got to spend too much time with the family. What also came out to clarify this is the Four of Pentacles. This is a card of clinging on too tightly to things that no longer serve you. So there's a slightly uneasy feeling come with this, which makes me feel like you realise you need to be making some sort of dynamic change, but you're being either prevented from doing that by your family, which is taking up too much of your time, or by old ideals. You know, maybe you're the feminine and maybe you feel like you should be spending more time with your family, and that's an old idea that is not fitting in nicely with your actual plans or your actual desires, goals, wishes for the future. Perhaps you actually want to do more at work, or create more in a general way, and you feel like the family's slowing you down. The other thing about this Four of Pentacles is it can be a card of pride. It could be that your pride is preventing you from getting all the good things that you want in life, but I think that's less likely. To me, it feels like you might be being slowed down by other people and potentially a family, or the idea that you need to aspire to having this happy life. It could be that. It could be that actually this lifestyle is not for you and you feel like you're being made to go down a route you don't want to go down. And that is uncomfortable, potentially. So there's two options here. Either the family is slowing down your dreams and aspirations, or the idea of creating a family does not sit well with your dreams and aspirations. I think it's one of the two. And you are struggling at the moment because you feel like you should be creating more, even though you've got everything you want. That's really interesting. I mean, I know Scorpio is the sign of, well, passion, I suppose. Maybe you're just feeling extremely passionate about your work, your job, your business, your creative life, something like that. But maybe you've had a new creative thought and you're really passionate about getting it off the ground and you can't see an easy way to do it. It could also be that you might feel like you don't have enough money to get this next venture off the ground, possibly. Right, so on the face of things, this is you in your best energy. This is the Scorpio Queen, the water sign queen. So to other people, it looks like everything's great and you're just being you. You're in your best energy, you're enjoying life, nothing's going wrong. You're being, wow. Thing is, although this is a water sign queen, she's not really going with the flow ever if she's a Scorpio, because a Scorpio really wants to be making the changes themselves or dig their heels in and not make the changes. There is an element of this going on here as well, digging your heels in over something. How interesting. But I don't know that anybody else is involved. I feel like you might be digging in your heels to slow yourself down in a way. It's really interesting because the Wheel of Fortune wants to bring you something great in and you are digging your heels in over not allowing it for some reason. Could be to do with family. Could be to do with you feeling like you don't have enough money to do it, even though actually you're fine for money. I think I'm going to take another card for the Queen of Cups, because being in your best energy is what other people are seeing. And this is other people, and that feels to me like you've got a lot to cope with regarding other people, and the other people in your life think you're coping really well because you're just being the same. I wonder if perhaps you're not coping quite as well as you want to, or even that you're fed up with coping with other people and dealing with them, and actually you'd rather just be doing you. Sort of feels like that. It feels like a family or other people are sort of getting in your way and irritating you, really. Slowing you down, dragging you under almost. Right, well that's taken a bit of a twist. I wasn't expecting that. Right, so that's on the face of things. I don't think the other people in your life necessarily know you feel like that. I think they think that you are just being you as normal. I think it's you who feels like you're fed up with the other people in your life and they're slowing you down. So what is hidden is, well, it's interesting. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This is a new home. It could be a new venture. It could be a new business. It could be a large sum of money. It could be an engagement. We also have with it the Page of Cups, which is an apology or a love letter, and the Emperor. Now, so we've got two cards here of pride. We have the Minor Arcana Pride, which is the Four of Pentacles. We have the Major Arcana Pride, which is the Emperor. Now, Scorpio is a passionate sign. I would say probably, I think you are a fairly proud sign. So this is what is hidden. This is what other people don't see, or that you don't display, or you're not telling people about this. So if you're single, it's entirely possible that somebody might have made an approach to you and offered you something and you're not sure about it. Possibly that's one option. It could be that you're trying to find your way clear to moving house, or it could be that you feel like you need more money. Well, I've already said that once. There is a feeling like you don't have enough money for what you want to do. And the thing is, it's not that you don't have enough money to live your life, because you do. It just feels like you haven't got enough money to do what you want to do. I feel like you're probably wanting to make some sort of change. Maybe you've got a business and you want to change premises. And see, it could be that, you see. Could be that. And you're struggling. You know, you could be struggling to get your point across. Perhaps you've got a business partner and you're struggling to get your point across, and your partner has said, no, we haven't got money to move, and you're frustrated and feeling like you want to expand perhaps, or you want to, do you know, it's that sort of feeling. This is definitely linked with a building or the home. This is definitely linked to pride, and this is some sort of offer. Somebody is making you an offer, and you're not very happy about it. It's not enough. Whatever's on offer is not good enough for what you actually want. I mean, I keep talking about businesses here. This reading so far is feeling more likely for people who have their own business rather than for people who are working at a job. But that, you know, you might be able to view it another way. It feels like, whether you are the boss or not, it feels like you should be the boss, and that you're being held back from making the progress you want. In the past position, we have death. So there has been a major change in the past. Death is an inevitable change, something that was bound to happen. I'm not sure what that's relating to. I felt like maybe it was to do with taking a leap of faith. Why do we have death in the past position? What has changed in the past? Well, maybe everything's changed. Maybe you have moved house. Maybe you have started a business. You've come to the end of one cycle and you're starting another one. Now this is in the past though. So whatever has been dealt with in the past, that is very definitely finished. And you are now in a new phase, because the Wheel of Fortune is also a new phase. And you now have 3 new phases altogether. So we have death, which was an inevitable change. We have the Wheel of Fortune, which is a fortunate change. And we have the World, which is sort of the tying up of loose ends. So it could be that perhaps in the past you had to get out of a job or working environment that you had, which just had to change. And it could be that something to do with that has been dragging on and that has finally ended. This feels quite current. Even though we're clarifying the past, this feels like a fairly current energy. So it could just be that maybe a loan has been finished being paid, or you finished some training or something like that. And it could be that that happened in the past, but the after effects might only be sort of being finished off now, which is why the Wheel of Fortune is now starting to turn in the forward motion. Something like that. Definitely got a big change coming, Scorpio. In the future, we have the Knight of Cups. That's what I was saying before. Somebody's offering you something. You're not really sure about it. If this was a love reading, I'd be very excited. I'd be like, great, somebody's going to get in touch and they're offering their cup of love. But because this is a work and finance reading, this doesn't really feel very suitable somehow. Yeah, let's get a clarifier for it. Actually, I'll just take the top card. It's not suitable. You've been made an offer that is not suiting you in the future. But to be honest, this feels quite present as well. None of this feels very past or very future. It feels sort of current. You're being made an offer that you're not happy with, or an offer that can't work because you don't have the funds to make it work. And yet underneath, you have the potential for a large sum of money. Maybe this is talking about you have potential to make a lot of money if you can develop your business or your creative idea. But what is currently being offered to you is not enough. Potentially, that could be a thing. I'm going to take another clarifier. Why do we have the Knight of Cups and the Well, this is the card about knowing your own worth, and is very, very different energy from this, both Pentacles or money cards, but also very different energy from this. So this is becoming less clear to me rather than more clear. Somebody's got an offer to make you that you are not happy with because you know your own worth. It is not good enough for you. Yeah, well, that, I suppose that could be a thing. So maybe if somebody's offering you a promotion at work and it's not what you want and you're feeling like you're being sidelined, that could be a thing. Or somehow or other you're being left out of something. You know, maybe I wanted to say something about shares then. Perhaps you're thinking about floating your business on the market, or the share that you've got isn't, or the share that you're being offered isn't right. You're being sidelined is what it feels like. And it's to do with you being more than what you're being offered. Your worth is greater than what is being offered to you. I have to say I'm not very clear as to what that is. In the personal position, we have the Six of Cups. This is a nostalgic energy. It can be the card of soulmates. It's of long-standing connections, people you've known from your past. It's a very sweet energy in your personal position. And it marries in very nicely with this energy of being absolutely fine. So in a personal way, everything is great. But this is not connected with the wider work story. Personally, you're in a good position. In the home position, same. Still in a good position. So these are both lovely cards. Lovely Cups cards. You've got what you want at home. You're feeling good in yourself. And there really isn't anything to worry about in terms of your personal and home life. So this scenario feels very definitely to do with work and money, and your personal home. You know, we had the Nine of Pentacles. Your personal home and family life feel all great. So this is a slightly separate energy from this. In your hopes and fears position, it gets very interesting. You've got the Magician, so you are hoping to create something. And this is tying in with the Queen of Wands. You're hoping to create more. I don't know what it is, though. I mean, you've nearly got everything you want already. I think you're feeling quite sort of driven, sort of power hungry almost, although not for power. Hungry for the next step on the ladder or the next development of a business or creative idea. You are feeling quite hungry and determined to get what you want. You really want this fortunate energy to start moving in forward motion, and it is. It is. This is a card of very much determined energy. You are going to get what you want. You're manifesting your dream, if you like. Let's see if we need to clarify. I'd quite like to know what the dream is, because it's not that clear to me. I mean, it doesn't actually need to be. There's too many there. It doesn't actually need to be clear to me, because I'm not living your life. But so hopefully it's clearer to you than it is to me. Why do we have the Magician in the hopes and fears position? Feels like you might be cutting yourself off from something. The card that fell out before was the Eight of Cups, and that's the card of retreating or moving away. I didn't take it because there was a whole load of other cards with it, but it could be that you feel like you're needing to cut yourself off from something. This could also relate to something legal. So it's possible that maybe, well, you wouldn't be manifesting a legal situation, but if you are in a legal situation, you're going to be manifesting a good outcome. It would be the other way around. That's air energy. So if any of you are dealing with people at work who are Libra, Aquarius or Gemini, yeah, actually, because this is also Gemini. Could be dealing with a Gemini, perhaps, that you want to cut yourself off from, maybe. To do with work? I don't know. Let's try again. Or a Virgo. Wow, well, these are big cards. These three just came out together. I almost wish I hadn't picked them up. They're big cards. So you could be dealing with a Virgo. There is potential for something to go wrong, or something that is already going wrong that you're trying to get yourself out of, because it could be that. If we go back to death here, and I did say that death didn't feel like it was very much in the past. It could be that a situation had to change because something went wrong with it, and you're still living with the aftermath of that. Or you're manifesting a very big change, which is going to create upheaval. But we've still got all these lovely feminine energies. And the Empress would be the most feminine, lovely energy of all. She's also the other half of the Emperor. I don't wonder if maybe it feels a little bit like you're having, I think I said this before, that the Emperor's, you're in charge, but maybe you don't want to be in charge, because maybe your energy is feeling more feminine. Maybe really, this could be it. Maybe you'd rather be with the family than being in charge. It could be that. And that's what you're not happy about. That, you're being offered a better business or a better position, but you don't want it because you'd rather be being mum or just having a break. Something like that. Feels to me like you're having to do too much. That feels like you're having to do too much, and that you want to retreat from it. You either want to retreat from a Virgo, or you want to retreat from the situation that you're having to do too much of. That's what that feels like. Yeah. I think in this instance, because we've got the Magician and the Tower and the Empress, these are big cards. In fact, actually, now I'm looking at the whole reading, you've got a lot of major arcana, which means something major is in the offing. Something important is about to happen, really. You're either trying to change a situation that you're currently in because you don't like it anymore, and because it's starting to sap your energy. Could be that. Or what you've manifested isn't working and you're worried about how to deal with it. It could be that. Although we don't have stress and worry cards here, but you can't really ever have the Tower without it having some impact on, your wider life and other people as well. It feels like something might be breaking up. That's what it feels like. Something might be breaking up. Perhaps you're breaking up from a work partnership or a work colleague. Yeah, don't know. The Outcome is another big card. Judgment. Wake up. Wake up to what you've done. Wake up to what you're doing. Wake up to what you want. Wake up to how you're living your life. And, just to remind you, in the future, we were clarifying with the Queen of Pentacles. Well, I took two other cards for the Outcome here. And one is the Ten of Wands. This is another change card. And also the King of Pentacles. Potentially, I feel like if you are in partnership, it feels like that might be coming to an end. And you want it to come to an end, perhaps. There's something wrong with the dynamic at work. So the Judgment itself, let's just look. It's about putting down something that has become a burden. And I think it's what I was saying before, that you've got too much responsibility and you don't want as much of it anymore. You're wanting to step away from, or cut out of, or cut off some sort of work environment. But the problem here is, no matter how much you want it, you're fearing that it could end in disaster. And so you're not sure how to proceed. It feels like you're carrying everything yourself. Because really, hang on, I'm just going to put those down again. Really, the Emperor is hidden here. And it's you having to do everything. And you don't want to do everything anymore. It feels to me like you're quite tired, actually. You're tired that what you're being offered isn't enough. That you're either being sidelined at work or you're being given too much to do. And you don't want to do it anymore. It's something like that. You know what you deserve. You know you want better. You know you can have better. And you are manifesting. So you can manifest the life that you want. I think really it depends what it is you want. So there's a few scenarios here for different sets of Scorpios. If you are a working woman and you are doing too much at work and you've got a family at home that you would prefer to be taken care of, then I think that is one option, that you're trying to work out how to do less. How to make yourself feel better than you currently do. And it feels like the earning potential is all on your shoulders and you've had enough of that. That's one option. Another option could be that you might be in partnership with somebody in a business sense and you want to cut out of that partnership. It's not working for you anymore and you would rather be working on your own, potentially. That's another option. And the third option is that there's a partnership here. So we've got two sets of partners here. We've got King and Queen of Pentacles, and we've got the Emperor and the Empress. And it feels like this partnership might have to come to an end. That's what it feels like. Now, I'm not clear as to whether that is a love partnership or if that is a work partnership. I suppose it could be either. Feels like something might need to end. But then there was the other possibility that what you really want is to move premises or develop something in a creative way. So it could be, it might not be that an actual partnership has to end. It might be that the business as it currently is has to end. There is some sort of wake up going on here. The Judgment card is resurrection, resolution, restitution. I don't even know if that's a word. Re-emergence, reassembling, refurbishing, removing, regaining, relieving. Removing and relieving feel important here. Like you need to remove yourself from a situation in order to get back into your better energy. That's what that feels like. This Queen of Pentacles is very prominent here. That this feels like you need to get back into your better energy. I feel like you've been having to shoulder the responsibility of a job or a business, and it's been a bit much for you. I think you've done it. I don't think you've had an option. I think you had to do it. You had to do it to keep the money coming in, but it's now feeling like you don't want to do it anymore. This could just be relating to the fact that you need a holiday, actually. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to cut yourself off permanently from a working situation or a work partner or creative business partner or anything like that. But it feels like it's all been a bit much for you this year, because this is a year card and this feels like, we haven't got any others, yeah. This year things feel like they've been a bit much for you. You've been putting in all the work to earn all the money on your own. That's what it feels like. Yeah, and it's become too much. Right, let's just get one other card here. So I'm sorry if this is coming out a little bit mangled. There are a few different scenarios going on here for a few different Scorpios. To be honest, I wasn't expecting this reading to go down this route at all, because it was all very positive at the start, but it's become obvious that you're struggling, or you have been struggling this year. Well, what am I just saying? You've been struggling. This is the Wounded Warrior card. You've been struggling this year. I feel like saying to keep body and soul together, but it could be to keep your home. I mean, really struggling. Like everything's, you know, because these three cards together, goodness. Working hard to earn the money on your own. Not feeling supported. Nearly feeling done in by it. Really, really having to struggle. And now reaching the end with something. I mean, I hope if this is relating to a business that you can end on a good note, or I hope you get the resolution. That's another one for Judgment. Resolution. Some sort of resolution. Yeah, I think you will. I think everything's going to be okay. Just as I'm saying resolution, here we are. This is the 10 of Cups. This is the happy ever after. I feel like you've really struggled this year to keep body, mind, soul and home. For some reason, home feels like it's been a problem this year, to keep it all going on your own. It feels like you've been left to deal with things on your own, and you've had to do it. You've done it unwillingly. You haven't wanted to do it, and it has felt very, very difficult at times. You've done it. You've got through it. It feels to me like you've got through it, to be honest. You might just be coming to the end of it. This is a Scorpio reading, so maybe by the time we get to the end of Scorpio season, perhaps everything will feel a bit easier. I hope so. They definitely will. This reading would be normally for 4 to 6 weeks, so that ties in quite nicely. I think you're going to be feeling a lot better in the next 4 to 6 weeks. I think as it is, other people haven't seen there's been a problem. But you have struggled to keep your energy going this year, and it's been to do with other people getting in the way, or other people just taking too much of your time, or something like that. There is part of you that wants to start a new creative venture, I think, or to expand in some sort of way. But first of all, I think it's really important that you take a little rest. I think you really need a little rest to rejuvenate yourself, Scorpio, especially if you're a female Scorpio or a masculine that's currently in your feminine energy, of feeling like you've got too much to do. Right, well, that's brilliant, because the outcome card, let's just go back to it, is the Ten of Cups. And don't forget, right at the start, you had the Ten of Pentacles. So you have got everything coming good in the end. It's going to be at least until the end of November before you start to feel the benefit, I think. Might be not till the end of the year. You're coming out of it. This phase has ended. We've got so many ending cards. We've got the Ten of Wands. We've got Death. We've got the World. And we started with the Wheel of Fortune. So a fortunate energy is going to start rolling in for you very soon, Scorpio, I think. I think you've had a difficult year to do with work, finances, career, business, whatever sort of way you earn money. I think you've had a difficult year, and that you've had to shoulder a lot of the responsibilities yourself, and I think you're ready for a change. And I think that change is coming. You've got a lot of good things here. You're feeling okay in a personal way and at home. I just think that you've had to step up and be the boss, and you haven't found it very easy, is what it really feels like. I think probably everybody thinks you do it quite naturally, but I think that's not your natural energy at all. And even if it was for a little bit, I think you're well over it now, and you're ready for a bit of a rest. Right, well, I hope you get it, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe so that I can read your energy more easily, which will help me to do more accurate readings for you and your situation in the future. If you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. But until the next time, this has been the Timeless Tarot. Goodbye.